Did I exercise? Hello everybody, how are we doing today? I talk like you guys can respond. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Alex. I'm 27 years old and I make videos about contortion and flexibility and just generally my life here in New York City. Today I'm going to be talking about my weight loss journey and how I lost 20 pounds. So before I get started, I do want to say a little, disclaimer. I think that, weight loss is very personal to each person. That was redundant. The things that I talk about and the things that worked for me, that does not necessarily dictate what would work for you. I am not a doctor or a nutritionist or a dietitian or anything fancy like that. I don't have a degree in science. I'm just a person who's living my life, who tried a couple of things and was able to accomplish the goal that I set out to accomplish. So this is how I lost 20 pounds, and without further ado, let's get into it. So before I talk about how I lost 20 pounds and why I did it, I do want to give you a little brief background on me and my, body type as a whole. I am very, very average. I am 5 foot 5 inches, and then growing up throughout high school and I would say most of college, I was always in the 120 to 130 pound range, which is just like perfectly average.
Okay, so I'm doing some actual research now, and it looks like my weight was not average in North America, but it is average in Asia, and I'm Asian, so I wasn't completely wrong.
But then around, I would say 2 years ago, I started to slowly gain weight, and it was something that I didn't even notice. I didn't even own a scale. I had no idea that I was gaining weight. I also think that I'm very lucky in that most of my weight goes to like my butt and my legs and my back. So when I look in a mirror and I see my torso, I've pretty much always looked exactly the same. But then somebody brought to my attention that I had been gaining weight back in 2018. And I pretty much ignored it because I was like, well, I feel fine. Like, I'm not eating cruddy food. I'm still exercising. Like, I still am living my life and I don't feel like my weight is affecting me. So I'm just gonna let it go. And then quarantine happened. I guess you could say the catalyst for me was when I decided to try on a bathing suit that I have owned for probably 5 years. So I put the bathing suit on, and it is kind of like a tube top, and in the back there's a metal clasp that you kind of like, you go shoop, shoop. That was my clicking. And I went to go and put it on, and I clicked it, and it snapped apart. The metal piece broke in half, and I was devastated. Aww. And I know that you're probably thinking,
it's just a bathing suit top, just go buy a new one.
I am very much a minimalist. This jacket here isn't even mine. I stole it from my boyfriend's closet. And so I thought, I do not want to have to buy new clothes. And so my motivation for this entire weight loss journey been very simple. I just wanted to fit into my old clothes again. I am not a complicated woman. I think this girl looks good. And I also think this girl looks good. The only difference is that now this girl is a little bit happier than this girl because she doesn't have to buy new clothes with money she does not have. Note number 1. I decided I wanted to lose weight at the end of June 2020. I was 154 pounds and my goal was to lose 20 pounds. So I texted my cousin and I said,
"Hey girl, I'm on a weight loss journey. Would you like to be my weight loss accountability buddy?"
And she said,
"Oh my goodness, I'm also trying to lose weight. Will you be my weight loss accountability buddy?"
So what we did was we both set up a set of rules, and my rules were as follows. Number 1, lunch and dinner needed to be half vegetables. Well, number 2, I was not allowed to have anything that was processed in oils. Rule number 3, no sugary drinks. I have an addiction to apple juice. I'm a child, I know. Rule number 4, no more ordering delivery. Because when you order food from restaurants, you don't always know what they're putting into it. You could be ordering rice and broccoli, but it turns out they doused it with oil and you have no idea. So those were my 4 rules. And what I would have to do was take a picture of everything that I ate in the day, and I would put into a photo collage, and I would text it to her at the end of the day. And if I broke any of my rules, then I would have to pay her $5 for each rule that I broke. So I followed these rules for I would say a little bit over a month, and I saw some good progress. I lost about 7 to 8 pounds, but then I kind of hit a plateau and I decided that I needed to do something else. So note number 2 is that I started counting calories, which I think is a very controversial topic, and I completely understand why. When I was in college, I was counting calories for a little bit, and I did lose weight, and I did kind of see the progress that I wanted to see in my body, but then I hit a point, you know, you just hit a wall, you get tired of doing it, and I said, screw it, I don't want to count calories anymore. And then I just kept on losing weight, even though I wasn't even counting. And so I kind of set aside the belief that counting calories helps you lose weight. Looking back, now I know that the reason why I was still losing weight is because the formula is not just how many calories you eat. The formula is calories in and calories out. And so whatever you take in, you have to do the math and figure out how many calories that you are putting out in a day. And at that point, when I was losing weight without even counting calories, that's because I was taking 12 plus dance classes a week. I was in a conservatory and I was doing so much that there is no doubt in my mind now that I was simply putting out more calories than I was taking in. So by eating in a deficit of 500 calories a day, I gradually started to see that I was losing pretty much what I projected myself to lose, which was 1 pound a week. And I was losing a pound a week all the way up until I hit about the 12 to 14 pound mark, I would say. But then this really crazy thing happened, and this is note number 3, the scale. I once read that weight gain can be attributed to inflammation and water retention and just your body telling you that they do not like what you have eaten, regardless of the number of calories in the food. And so I am someone who has always struggled with food intolerances. Dairy gives me gas. Gluten makes me all bloaty. Soy in certain amounts gives me stomach aches. Tomatoes and garlic and onion and like a dozen other foods give me really bad heartburn. One morning I woke up and I was 5 pounds heavier than I was the day before. I had eaten a chocolate croissant, takeout dumplings, and a Soylent meal replacement beverage. And so up until this day, I had been eating very, very clean. And so that day that I weighed myself, I decided I'm gonna eat super clean and let's see what happens. And then the next morning, I woke up, I peed, and the 5 pounds were gone. This might be a bit of a tangent here, but I pride myself in the ability to look at the scale and see the number as literally just a number. So the number on the scale is not a reflection of the kind of person you are. It doesn't make you a good person or a bad person. It's literally just a number. And so when I would see that the number was a lot higher than I expected, instead of thinking, oh my goodness, what did I do wrong? It was more of, okay, well, what did I eat yesterday? Oh, I ate gluten. Okay, what day of the month it is? Oh, I'm gonna get my period. Okay, that's why the number is not what I want it to be right now. And I think that that is super duper helpful. Note number 4, Twix bars. I love Twix bars. They're my kryptonite. I am 95% plant-based. The other 5% is Twix bars. I think many people can relate to this. There's that one food, you know, that you just can't live without. And for me, that's a Twix bar. And I started to get kind of antsy, and I just started eating Twix bars. And so every single day, I would eat a Twix bar. And I would make sure that it was in my calorie count, but it was there. I would take a picture, send it to my cousin.
Here's another Twix bar.
The last thing that I want to note that I'm sure you've all been wondering this entire time is, did I exercise? And the answer is yes. Yes, I did exercise, but I did not do what I think most people associate with weight loss. I did not go to the gym. I did not lift weights. I did not run. I did not bike. I did not do any real form of cardio because I hate cardio. I hate that feeling of your heart pounding and you can't breathe and all of that stuff. I hate it. The only thing that I did was contortion. So some of you know I am a contortionist in training, and so 4 days a week I do 2 to 3 hours of contortion. But that's it. Putting my body in weird positions, hanging out upside down. No gym, just me in my living room, stretching. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Oh yeah, this whole thing took me 6 months. And now my favorite skirt fits me again, and my leotard with the snapped button fits me again, and unfortunately we have to say rest in peace to my favorite bathing suit top. And that's all I have to say for that. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. Again, these are all just the things that worked for me, but who knows, they might work for you as well. So if you have questions, just shout them out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!